Welcome back to the renovation series. This is episode 7. This kitchen and we've been through a bit of a journey together. I was searching for that feeling of home, the one that's hard to put into words but impossible to miss when you're standing in it. I thought I'd get there quickly, but it turned out to be more of a winding road than a straight path. I tried colors that felt too cold, finishes that caught the light in all the wrong ways, and ideas that worked in my head but not in real life. Each change brought me closer though, and layer by layer, I started to see the room I'd been imagining. And now, after more brushes, rollers, and paint cans than I care to count, I think we have finally landed on it. Welcome to part 1 of my kitchen makeover. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, get caught up and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the many upcoming projects. Exciting times. We are leaving the dining room and we are entering the kitchen. My original plan was to paint the kitchen a creamy white, not as creamy as what's already here, but light and bright, but still keep it cozy, and then paint the cabinets the same color as the dining room to kind of bring everything together. But the idea of color matching the cabinets to the dining room quickly flew out the window. But I did stick with my initial plan of color drenching the kitchen in a creamy white. I do want to reuse these cabinets because they're not in terrible shape. They're not in the best shape, but it's not terrible. I don't want to throw them away and get new ones because they're really not that bad. And I don't know if you guys remember, but these two were over here, and then on the end of this was a corner Lazy Susan. But what I want to do is put these along this wall. For over here where this little drop leaf table is, it's a placeholder for an idea. Either want to build something or find like a countertop height farm table to put here. I don't think I need more storage because I have all of these cabinets. So instead of adding more storage here, I want there to be like a table you could sit at and have breakfast or coffee or write a grocery list, or somebody can sit here and talk to you while you're cooking. Just a place to sit, and it's different than just like more cabinet space. I took the upper cabinet down because it was too bulky and weird, and then I took that massive microwave down. So the plan is to do floating shelves over here, and this kitchen feels so much bigger. It feels so much more open with that cabinet and that microwave down. The yellow is the color that this room was painted. This is the pale oak that I've been using in the stairwell in the hallway, and although I love this color, in here it reads a little too cool. It's a little bit too cool toned for this space in here. I'm getting ready to test out this Wimborne White. It's definitely creamier than the pale oak. This is really such a beautiful color. It is called Wimborne White, and it's from Farrow & Ball. Farrow & Ball colors are quite pricey and hard to come by in the United States. So if you're looking to dupe up a Farrow & Ball color, you can go to your local Benjamin Moore, and they have a system in their computer where they can get the color code and mix up a Farrow & Ball color in the Benjamin Moore paint. I'm not sure if other paint brands like Sherwin Williams does this, but Benjamin Moore definitely does. All right, here's mistake number 1. I went with a satin finish for the kitchen. Quick rundown on sheens. The glossier the paint, the more durable it is. So in rooms that have walls that need to be scrubbed down like a kitchen, you would want to go with at least an eggshell, but a satin would be the smarter choice. The only issue with higher gloss sheens is that they are way more reflective and they show more imperfections. So this house is 100 years old, and you can imagine how these walls are not perfect. Immediately after I finished painting, I knew I wasn't happy with this color, but I wanted to sit with it for a few days before making any final decisions on keeping it or repainting it, so I decided to move on to the cabinets. Stay tuned for next week because that's when we're really gonna bring these cabinets back to life. For now, I'm just prepping them, giving them a rough sand, filling any holes, and priming them with the Zinsser Bin Shellac Primer. This is the absolute best primer out there. Let's move on to mistake number 2. This beautifully putrid light fixture. I love this light so much. I love the green glass during the day. It is absolutely stunning. But at night, the color that the green glass throws is not it, especially on a white background. I think that if this was in like a study with a whole bunch of wood, like if the walls were wood paneled, or if you had like a built-in bookcase that was deep wood color, this would be beautiful. but against the white paint, it just looks like, it feels like you're in an aquarium. So I ended up ordering the same exact fixture, but with the amber glass. So I'm gonna swap this out and see how this looks. Since I ordered the exact light fixture, but in a different color, I can just leave all the wiring and all the hardware in the box and just change out the glass. Just look at how stunning this glass is. It's so pretty, but it's just not right for this area. And this is the amber. This is really pretty too. Now I don't plan on using this like tubey Edison bulb. I'm gonna use a different bulb, but this is what I got for now. And that's gorgeous, but the real test is gonna be what it looks like at night. This amber glass is so much better, but it's making me really realize that this Wimborne White is not right. But it's just like, just kind of boring. And I chose satin and I hate it. I should have gone eggshell. Since the walls aren't perfect, the satin really highlights all the imperfections and the mistakes. And it's just not as warm as I'd like. Like, see in here, this is eggshell and it just feels velvety. It feels so like, So I figure if I'm gonna repaint this, I might as well do it now while the kitchen is like all, Lucy, the kitchen is all torn apart. I don't have the countertop, you know what I mean? Just do it now. I got some samples. This is Red Barn. This red color swatch right here. I love this. When I picked this swatch up and put it against the wall, Mark and I were both like, ooh, that's nice. So got a little sample. This is called Hasbrook Brown. This is a Benjamin Moore color. The rest are Sherwin Williams colors. This is the Hasbrook Brown. So it's like a nice chocolatey brown with a little like red undertone. Then I got a sample of Stone Lion, which is this guy right here for the trim. This is the Tony Taupe, that's in the front bedroom. Then I got truffle oil. I really like the truffle oil with the Red Barn. It's nice and earthy, but we'll see. Oh my God. Have I made a major mistake? I don't know. It makes me a little sick to my stomach. Like, it kind of looks like blood. Oh, God. Well, I said I wanted this house to be moody and colorful, so let's trust the process and keep going. I mentioned in my dining room makeover video that this house is giving me major Christmassy vibes, and I'm not going to say that I'm designing an entire house around the nostalgia of vintage Christmas, but I'm also not going to say that I'm not. All right, what are we thinking? Am I crazy? I mean, I'm loving that red barn. Oh my God. I mean, this is a bold choice. This is definitely a very bold choice. I'm really liking the Red Barn with the truffle oil. This is truffle oil. This one is Stone Lion. It's a little bit too cool toned. I think I'm just gonna go warm. Warm. This is a little bit too saturated. It's a little bit too dark at night, but it's a really beautiful color. Oh, I hope I don't regret this. Good morning. Here are my thoughts. I'm loving the red. Such a better choice than the off-white. Now, I'm not totally in love with the taupe trim on the windows. No, this is just a little rough coat. I mean, I didn't detail anything, you know, so it's not like clean and crisp. I just wanted to get the idea of the color. And now I think these two colors look really good together, but maybe just not in here. I don't know. It's giving me like dated vibes. It's giving me like kind of like 90s vibes, and not in a good way, you know? I'm gonna drive myself bananas trying to figure out a color in here. The Hasbrook Brown, it's not dried yet, it'll dry darker, but I'm kind of digging this. So I've color drenched every other room in this house, meaning I've painted the baseboard, the window trim, the crown molding the same color as the walls, and I love that. I did a little tester on this window, I'll show you, with the red, which, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it makes the vinyl of the window like super obvious. You know, it's just like, it makes the white vinyl window the focal point, and I'm not in love with that. So over here, you see the truffle oil color makes the window a little bit bigger. You know, it defines the window. That Hasbrook brown is pretty cool in the window trim. If these windows were black, it would be incredible. Decisions need to be made. First of all, the ceiling, this is the Wimborne White, but it's in the satin sheen. It's too glossy, too reflective. I don't like it, so I'm gonna be repainting it. The taupe and the red is just giving me like dated vibes. I don't know. I thought I was really gonna love this, but I don't. It feels like there should be like some vintage Apple print wallpaper border, you know what I mean? Like, this is giving me like 90s kindergarten vibes, and I'm not here for it. I'm sitting in front of Sherwin Williams, getting ready to go in and buy my cabinet paint, and my heart is pounding. I don't know why. It's just cabinet paint. It's just paint. But I'm like, am I gonna make the right decision? Because I haven't sampled. I think I'm gonna go with Alabaster, but I haven't sampled the Sherwin Williams Alabaster. I don't have time to dilly-dally around and test for samples, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the paint. I think I'm gonna go with Alabaster. I don't know. I don't know. Back to the paint store we go. This time I went to Sherwin Williams' actual storefront. It is so important to get color chips because each brand has their own formula. See these two here? They are both Alabaster, but the left, more creamy one is from Sherwin Williams, and the right one is more cool toned. That one's from Benjamin Moore. I got the goods, y'all. I just got back from Sherwin Williams. I got the paint. They're right here. But what I did not know was the price point of Sherwin Williams. So I go in, I look at my color chips, I'm committed, right? I'm gonna do Alabaster. Talk to the guy behind the counter, and he's like, what are you painting? So I'm like, I need probably a gallon because I'm gonna be doing the ceiling. So I need a gallon of flat. And I was like, I'm also doing the trim and the cabinets. So I would like to use your urethane enamel line. So he's like, okay, great. Let me mix that up and we'll get you an account set up and all that jazz. So he gets the paint mixed up. He comes back to the counter. I'm like filling out this thing. We're like getting an account set up. And he goes, that's going to be $176.71. And I said, pardon? Like USD? American dollars? And he goes, yes, please. And I'm like, holy smokes, that's insane. But he had already mixed it up, so, and it was my fault for not asking which line we were going with. I mean, I didn't need premium paint for my ceiling, but whatever. It is what it is. Learned my lesson. Hopefully this is really great freaking paint. Moment of truth. This is the ceiling paint. Oh. So much better. Look at how much better already. Holy camole. Okay, so the left that is matte is the new Alabaster and flat, and the right around the light fixture is the Wimborne White and satin. Oh, look at the difference. It's so much better. It's just like so much more calming and soothing. It feels very velvety and warm and inviting. This is just stark, and it feels like it's not right. The ceiling looks incredible. So I moved on to the trim, and this is where we run into snag number 3. Can you tell a difference between these two colors? So these two are supposed to be the same color. This is the flat paint for the ceiling, and this is the urethane enamel. These are two different colors. This one is like more of a creamy. This is what Alabaster should be. This is way too light. Like, even look at the little containers. So this is the ceiling paint. That is the urethane. See how much more creamy this is? And see how just like stark white this is? Yeah, I don't like this. I do like this. The formulas are different. This is way more creamy than this. This is lighter. I mean, if you want me to spend $175 on 2 gallons of paint, it better be right. So we're gonna go back and I'm gonna have him mix it up again because this is not, I started painting the trim on this window and it's not right. All right, so this is the original formula. So the formulas do need to be different for like the different bases, but this, I wanted to warm this up. So this is ounce. This is a 32nd of an ounce. This is a 64th and a 1/28 of an ounce. So for the ceiling, a 32nd of an ounce and a 1/28 of an ounce of black, and then the deep gold was 2 32nds and 1/28. I really like this color. So then this one over here only had 1/64 of black and then 2 32nds of the gold. If I wanted these formulas to be identical, which is not typically what you would want to do because the bases are different, I would need to add 1/64 to make it 1/32 and 1/28 of the black, and then I would need to add 1/128 of the deep gold. So what I did was I just had him add 1/64 of the black to bring this up to 1/32 and then 1/128. So the only real color difference is I didn't have him add in the extra 1/128 that this formula has. I just did the extra 1/64 and the extra 1/128. Whew, that's a lot of numbers, I know. But this is the new color chip and it's so much better. It's so much warmer. Love it. So let me open this up and we're gonna test it out. The guy looked at me like I was absolutely insane. But you know what? Whatever, man. Girl likes what she likes. Ooh, okay, already better. Yes, thank you. This is already a million times better. Painting over the satin ceiling paint and doing it flat was definitely the right move. And this red barn is definitely the right move. The Wimborne White was just too boring. And this house is way too fun for a boring kitchen. I am so happy we changed directions and decided to go with the Alabaster for the trim instead of the tan taupe. Man, I was really trying to get that color to work, but it was just giving like dated 90s kindergarten vibes and I couldn't get over it. But the white looks so much better. I need to do a ton more prep work to this door, but I am gonna paint the door in the Alabaster. I need to clean that window, but that's all painted in. It looks good. And same with over here. That one looks so good. Oh, you guys are seeing some behind the scenes. I moved all of this stuff from the countertop over here, so it's out of the shot. But now you know what my construction side looks like. I cannot wait for Christmas. Can you imagine like a little candle in that window plus a wreath? Ah! So next steps, countertops. These have to go. I mean, the crack is split. There's a screw holding it down. There's this random weird piece. This is not good enough. And I thought about possibly DIYing like something on top of it or like doing that feather coat, that concrete. But I don't know. I think I just want to get rid of them and do something else. Now this is going to be, this is an investment property. This is rental. And I don't want to do any like fancy stone in here because, you know, tenants are not the kindest on your properties, if you know what I mean. So I might just do laminate again, because laminate's pretty affordable and it's a quick thing that I could get done. So I think I'm just gonna replace these with a different type of laminate. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should do for the countertop, please let me know. If I should DIY it, I'm more than happy to like try something new. But if I should just replace with new laminate, let me know. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for next week for part 2 of the kitchen makeover. I'm gonna focus on these cabinets. So I'm gonna paint the cabinet doors and get all of these like secured to the wall and figure all this out. I'm gonna order some hardware because the existing cabinet doors didn't have any like pulls or handles on them. So I'm gonna figure that out. Up here you see that there's a gap between the ceiling and the wall right there in the cabinets. I want to do a little piece of trim to cover that. And I was thinking, well, if I'm gonna go ahead and do some trim for that, should I just do a little piece of crown around the whole perimeter of the ceiling? Because I mean, it's fine. Like I do like the white ceiling and the red, but I think just like the sharp corner is, you know, it's just not enough character for this house, and there is crown everywhere else. So I think I'm just gonna do a little piece of crown so it matches. Well, I hope you like how this kitchen is turning out. I do. It was a process to get here. I know. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. If you hate it, just don't tell me, please. Thank you guys for joining me on today's video and being a part of this journey. Stay tuned for next week when we tackle these cabinets. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.